Hey, what's y'all, man? It's Fast Phantom. I'm back with y'all with another video. Look, man, I know it's been a minute, but the majority of the questions that I get, and I'm a little sick right now, but the majority of the questions that I get on my channel are NoFap related or something along the lines of semen retention, right? That's like, man, that's like the #1 thing plaguing young men, young kids nowadays because it's so accessible, bro. It's so accessible. Pornography, sex, all this stuff, bro, it's so accessible. And I think it's been a little over 6 months since I've been sober from like any of that stimulation, drugs, sex, masturbation, pornography, all that. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make a video about it. And one thing was on my mind, and I had talked about this later because y'all probably don't even know, I go to a 12-step program, right, for pornography. A majority of people there are recovering from pornography, right, or masturbation. So I go to that once a week, right? So I get to hear a lot of different people who are suffering from pornography and all this different stuff. And it helps because, like, I open up about it on my channel, but it also helps just to open up about, like, your past addictive habits or whatever in front of, like, actual people who are, like, sitting there listening, right? Being present in the moment. And so for me, bro, one thing that I was thinking about was I was saying, like, the expectation, or like whenever I would want to like do drugs or pornography, let's talk about pornography. This is a NoFap video. Say I wanted to masturbate, I wanted to watch pornography, bro. It was always like the thing I would say, and I know I had said this at one point in time, but y'all probably, this was a long time ago. I was talking about how there was like a study with gamblers, right? Gambling's an addiction. It's a bad addiction, right? And they had studied gamblers in 3 different stages: when they had won like a game, when they had lost the game, and whenever they had almost won, right? Like maybe they were a card off or a card flip off, or they were like one short on whatever, on the roulette table, whatever it was. They studied them, and the most dopamine was released whenever they almost won. And so I had thought about that for a while, and I honestly came to the conclusion, I was like, the most dopamine, they felt the most happiness when they almost won. And it hit me, it was like, it's because their brain expects, like, say you do win the game. Well, now there's all of a sudden you're met with the reality of winning the lottery or whatever. Okay, now you got this money. Now there's like different things you got. It's your reality now, right? You got to like actually deal with this, and like your life is changing, right? So you're a little less happy because you probably feel a lot of stress, a lot of different things. People always want money, but if you were given $1 billion right now, bro, people would be knocking down your door. You would have a target on your back. All these different things, right? There's always like a dark side of whatever it is that you want. And so I realized that, bro, like you almost win. Right, it was like the expectation in your brain of almost winning the lottery outweighed like the actual reality of whatever it was you were doing. Right, so say it's like, oh, I almost won the lottery. Oh man, that would have been so awesome. It would have been so great. You only look at like the good side of it, right? And that's all you would listen to or care about, was the good side of it, because that's all your mind wants you to think about. Because it's an addiction, bro. It's dopamine. Oh, it would have been so awesome. You're trying to chase that awesomeness, right? And I talk about the pedestal effect, which I don't want to get into too much, but pedestal effects, basically, you put something on a pedestal, right? I talk about social media, bro. That's a huge one. You post some pictures on social media, it's only the good side of you, right? It's like 20 pictures that you edited and that you edit the comments, right? You're your own PR agent. You make yourself look amazing until you get into a social situation, right? It's like the ego. You want to portray yourself, your persona, as something different than what you actually are, right? You want society to view you as something different than what you are. So you're anxious in social interactions because you're trying to live up to that. It's something out of reach because it's so perfect. You are you at your highs and your lows, right? But you just want to be you at your highs, right? It's very similar, bro, whenever you have an addiction, right? Like, say I want to jack off. It was so amazing. And I had this conflict within myself where it was like, bro, I want to jack off. Then I do it, or I do this addiction or whatever, and now I regret it. You might spin the roulette wheel. Damn, I lost a lot of money. I shouldn't have done it. But then you're close. It's like, oh, man, I should keep going, whatever. But with pornography, bro, I would do it. I'll have something in my mind telling me, no, the pros outweigh the cons, just do it. I would finish doing it, and then I'd feel like, why did I do it? Why did I do it? And it was just this continual cycle, bro. And one thing that I actually did that I hardly ever share about, say I did relapse, right? I've been on NoFap for almost 6 months. Whenever I first started, bro, I've been trying to do this for years, bro. I remember in school, we used to see who could go the longest without jacking off. And I used to really try. I'd go like 3 days. 3 days, and people would be like, bro, I relapsed after a week. You making progress, bro. At the end of the day, you're making progress, and I always make a video, bro. Success is in the progress. You making progress, then that is success in its own right. Don't act like you're a failure. You just went a week. You've never gone a week without jacking off, right? Success is in the progress. And so for me, it was like, I really wanted to stop, right? say I would relapse, bro, I would sit there and just like accept it. Like I would feel the grief that came with jacking off, because I was like, I don't like this feeling, because it was always, oh, the pros outweigh the cons. You jack off, no, it's gonna feel so good, but it was always the expectation. I wasn't expecting the post. I wasn't contemplating what would happen post, like you hit the lottery, bro. You're not contemplating what reality actually is after the lottery. You're just contemplating what it's like to have all the money, all the great side. I was never contemplating the dark side of pornography. I never was, bro. Y'all ever watch porn, bro? When I used to watch porn, I would look at myself, bro, while a video was loading, and I would just feel like, damn, I'm really doing this, bro. Like, this is dark, this is bad. And it's all fake, bro. I don't need to tell you how fake pornography is. These girls don't want to do it. A lot of times I feel like the dudes don't even want to do it. Johnny Sins, you can't tell me he's still like is aroused by females, bro. Johnny Sins, there's something up here that's going on with him, bro. He's having a conflict too. It's not all pretty, right? But that was just something, man, I wanted to share. You got to really contemplate the dark side, and that's what has helped me. People always tell me like, well, I have a video about what I do to get rid of urges, and recently, bro, like say I have an urge, or say, which obviously I still have urges, right? It's not necessarily like the feeling that goes away, it's just your ability to overcome it, right? They said like it's not the fear that goes away, it's the courage that you grow to be able to overcome it, right? Like the trials start to seem less and less because you're putting yourself out there, you're more courageous. But I feel like there's a part of me, like, because there's always a part of me that was like, yo, pornography's bad, you shouldn't watch it. But it was always, there was a other part of me, right? Like this animalistic side of me that would try to like outweigh the side of me that was spiritual, would say, no, it's worth it, just do it. I wasn't really given this side. It was like the tide was all the way with the animal inside of me. And it wasn't until I started NoFap, because people would be like, oh, what are some benefits of NoFap? There's real benefits, bro. But for me, NoFap was like the start of like a whole list of like possibilities in my life. It was like me opening the door to like all this like possibilities and potential in my life. Like it was like after that, I realized, okay, like there's meditation. There's like so many different things I can do with my body, like with my soul, with whatever it is, with whatever, bro. In this world, you could do so much more than you think you can. And that was like the first thing. It like opened up. It was a long line. I realized, yo, I can overcome an addiction. I can overcome. And that's when I realized there were two sides of me. Animal side and like a spiritual side. But I'm saying, like, I always felt like the spiritual side of me, bro, like it has a real voice now. You know, like I'll be watching something or doing something and I'll have an urge come, or say I'm at the gym and I look at a girl, I'll have like obviously these thoughts and stuff like that, and it's natural, but I'll have like a side of me that's very quick to be like, nah, like don't even worry about it. Like that's not, why are you doing that? And I'll quickly be like, yeah, that's true. And it's really quick, bro. And there's a power inside of you that if you continue to feed it, bro, it can become the majority, right? And so I'm working on that, man. There's a lot of different things I've been working on, but that's something I wanted to share, man. I've been on semen retention for like 6 months, for about 6 months. And I just want y'all to know, bro, if there's good, y'all know duality, bro. If there's a good side to it, there's definitely going to be a bad side to it as well. And that's the thing with addictions, is it fills the void for a small period, right? A small period, because you have this reliancy on something outside of yourself, and it fills the void. But in the long run, you're filling the void, taking it away, filling the void, taking it away, and you're constantly looking for the source, bro. You're just constantly looking for the source of happiness outside yourself. And in Buddhism, they say, bro, cravings lead to sufferings, because it's not sustainable. It has no longevity. It has no longevity, man. It's temporary. It's what the body wants, right? So I started thinking what the soul wants. And I promise, man, you get on a weak streak, like for a week long, and then you relapse, don't even sweat it. Tell yourself, okay, that's fine. I relapse. Sit in that grief, bro. Let yourself sit in that grief. Someone once told me, if you want to destroy the ego, like say someone tells you, you're not funny, you're ugly, you're whatever, and it hurts, right? Sometimes it hurts because someone's saying something that pierces your ego, right? You should sit there and just let it hurt you, because it's like, that's your ego. It shouldn't matter to you what other people think. You know what I mean? So I tried to adapt that in my addictions, man. Once I would think that the pros outweigh the cons, but it was because that was all I was looking forward to. That's all my mind would really remember. I would jack off, feel great, feel shitty, and then the next day I'm back again doing it. Because, bro, I had no discipline. I said before, discipline is between choosing what you want now and what you truly want. Or here's one for y'all. Discipline. We all must suffer two pains, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. And that's facts, bro. If you are disciplined in the moment, you won't feel regret later. You'll be happy you hit the gym. You'll be happy you didn't jack off, yada, yada. But either way, man, it's Fast Fan. I'll catch y'all.